microphone.
Good morning and welcome to Fat Cow Farm. Now here we are in garden bed number 5. Now this is the setup for our winter crop. We've had that first change of really cold weather starting to come through now, and I thought perfect opportunity to get the garden beds all squared away. Now we haven't used this bay before, so this one has been resting with the chickens and making compost and everything else for about 6 months now. And I'm looking at the soil and I'm pumped. It is just so rich and dark. Heaps of worms. So we're going to have a lot of fun with our veggies this year, or this winter. So what I've got to do is just quickly make my path through our standard sort of profile. We've got garden beds on either side. We'll have a middle strip, one at the back here and then one at the front. So what we've got is, like I said, I'll make my paths. Now this year, what I'm going to do is just make my paths a tiny little bit deeper so that I can actually use these paths like a swale. So it's going to capture the water and then seep back into the beds. So as well as our irrigation, we'll mulch it all out. So I've got a fair bit of work to do. So I'll come and find you and I'll see you soon. All right, so here we are. Now, I got caught out yesterday with other dramas going around, but finally finished off our winter bed now. So we're back into garden bed number 5. And as you can see, I've shaped all the garden beds. We've raked them out and I've put the irrigation on. Now, what we're noticing now is that having that consistency of the garden bed profile being all exactly the same, we can extract from one and into the other. So, you know, what we've used is the same little pegs that we've used for our tomatoes and everything else. So that just holds down our irrigation like so. Now there has been, I always talk about evolution, and what we're finding here is that when I went to lay out this irrigation pipe, it naturally wanted to twist. Now, I thought to myself, my God, it's eliminating all those sharp angles, and I'm always worried about kinking the hose. But when this laid out yesterday, as you can see, there's a cross in front of me, the curvature of the pipe is so much easier and loose compared to what we normally do. And this is what it's all about. I mean, it's you know, we've been doing this for 2 years on one way, and then all of a sudden it's changed, and purely by accident. So, and this is what it's all about. Now, also too, what we've done is, just as a little bit of a recap, is that we've dropped our path a little bit deeper than normal so that we can actually capture a lot more of that rainfall that we get through the winter. Now, because I've dropped it a little bit deeper, it's not going to run back into the main hallway or the corridor of the chicken coop like it did last winter. And that was always going to, it was just playing with my mind, because we had like sometimes on some rain, we had a torrent running through the corridor. So we've dropped this path a little bit deeper, and what the idea being is that we're going to capture it like a swale almost, so that the water can sit in here and then seep back into the garden beds over a period of time. Now, the way that we've set this one up is that I wanted to introduce you to my new little friend here. Now, this is a broad fork. Now, what we had done is, because the chickens have been in here for about 6 months, and this bed hadn't been used at all, what we wanted to achieve was just to break up that soil so that we could shape our standard profile for our garden bed. So, broad fork, fantastic bit of kit, mate, absolutely fantastic. And that enabled us to aerate a lot of the soil, get it loose, and then shape it to what we wanted it to look like. So, you know, looking at what we've got now is that we've still got, there's so much moisture still in here. Look at that. It still holds, but it's all aerated at the same time. I mean, it's just loose. So it's absolutely fantastic. Now, what I'm going to do now is let this rest for about a week and a half. I've got the seedlings coming out of the hoop house, and we'll put these in. We'll do that once the irrigation, we'll turn the irrigation on, and then we'll start planting out. Because remembering we had that light bulb moment last summer, is that the spacings for the irrigation on the tubing is at 300 mil apart, and that's perfect for our seedlings. We'll get the seedlings in based on the irrigation holes. We'll then mulch out, and we're ready to go. So, all about winter vegetable preparation, getting everything ready. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.